Today I will be talking about the Trevor Project, and trigger warning, I will be discussing suicide. So the Trevor Project's mission is to end suicide among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. Their vision is to be the world's largest and best-in-class provider of suicide prevention and crisis intervention services for LGBTQ youth and serve as a leading voice in education, advocacy, and research related to LGBTQ youth and mental health. Their goal is to serve 1.8 million crisis contacts annually by the end of 2023 while continuing to innovate their core services. So the Trevor Project was created by Celeste Lacine, Peggy Rajski, and Randy Stone in 1998. This organization has many different resources, but the Trevor Lifeline became the first nationwide around-the-clock crisis and prevention helpline for LGBTQ youth. And a little tidbit, after 11 years, the organization finally received public funds for the first time. These funds came from the Tulare County Suicide Prevention Task Force in Tulare, California. The founders are the creators of the 1994 Academy Award-winning short film Trevor, a dramedy about Trevor, a gay 13-year-old boy who, when rejected by his friends because of his sexuality, makes an attempt to take his life. The filmmakers realized that some of the program's young viewers might be facing the same kind of crisis as Trevor and began to search for a support line to be broadcast during the airing. They discovered that no such helpline existed and decided to dedicate themselves to forming the resource. So the Trevor Project consists of 5 key programs. These programs are crisis services, which provide direct suicide prevention and crisis intervention services for support via phone, text, and chat. They offer peer support through the world's largest safe space social networking community for LGBTQ youth. They conduct research through external means to make evaluations that significantly improve their services and field. They are committed to public education by offering programs, training, and content that promotes awareness around issues and policies relevant to LGBTQ youth and the adults who support them. They are also huge advocates and fight at the federal, state, and local levels for policies and laws that support and protect LGBTQ youth. So the goals of the crisis services are to significantly grow the number of crisis contacts served, build on the Trevor Project's history of quality and inclusivity to be the most effective and welcoming support for every LGBTQ young person, ensure that the long-term sustained viability of the Trevor Project's life-saving crisis services, and lay the foundation for continued growth to support LGBTQ youth across the U.S. and abroad. Now, the goals of the peer support are to dramatically grow peer support services to reach more young people across the globe, ensure Trevor Space is the safest, most welcoming, and engaging online experience for a diverse cross-section of LGBTQ youth, and continually assess Trevor Space so that it remains effective and accessible to a wide range of LGBTQ young people. So the research goals are to dramatically grow the Trevor Project's impact in scientific inquiry within the LGBTQ young mental health space, to publish high-impact content that can be consumed by audiences beyond academia, and ensure that the Trevor Project services are informed by cutting-edge research. The education and public awareness goals are to build and refine a suite of education and training projects for key audiences that can help reduce LGBTQ youth suicide, create best-in-class online resource hub for LGBTQ young people and LGBTQ young-facing adults, and grow public awareness of the Trevor Project and critical content related to LGBTQ youth and suicide prevention. And finally, the advocacy goals are to ensure all LGBTQ youth across the country are protected from the dangerous practice of conversion therapy, dramatically expand the collection of sexual orientation and gender identity, SOGI, information in death records and government surveys on youth, and lead the charge for every school district in America to implement effective and inclusive suicide prevention policies. So I found the majority of this information on the published strategic plan the Trevor Project created. We did learn about the strategic plan in Chapter 9 of From Thought to Action, and the Trevor Project is very transparent and allows the public to know the ins and outs of their organization. So a strategic plan is more of an overarching document like the Constitution and bylaws. The strategic plan allows a group to plan where they are going, be good stewards of time and money, and take ownership of their plans and goals. These goals should be tied to the mission of the group or coalition and need to be measurable so milestones can easily be recognized and celebrated. And I think the Trevor Project does a great job of creating a strategic plan that follows this direction. So for the support that Trevor Line offers, the Trevor Project offers support in different forms. The Trevor Lifeline is a 24/7 crisis and suicide prevention helpline for LGBT youth in the United States. The Lifeline is a free and confidential service provided by counselors who are trained to listen without judgment and can refer callers to other supportive local organizations and groups. The Trevor Text is a confidential text messaging service, also available around the clock. The Trevor Chat is similar. It is a free, confidential, live online messaging service available 24/7. And Trevor Space is the only online social networking community for LGBTQ youth ages 13 to 24. This space is used to receive or give advice and make friends who have shared similar experiences. And the Trevor Project focuses on suicide prevention among LGBTQ youth. I would like to provide some facts and statistics about how drastic of a social problem this is. It is estimated that there are over 1.8 million LGBTQ youth seriously considering suicide each year. Now, suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people. And LGBTQ youth are more than 4 times more likely to attempt suicide compared to their peers. And these are some heartbreaking numbers. It was really hard for me to find this. 50% of LGBTQ aged 13 to 17 considered suicide in the past year, while 18% of that population actually attempted. This is why the Trevor Project is so important and the work they do is valuable. They're literally trying to save the lives of our LGBTQ youth. The image on the right shows the significant difference in suicide attempts when they had support. So 16% attempted suicide with low to moderate support versus only 6% attempted with high support. The Trevor Project is one of a kind. There are other helplines out there, but none for the LGBTQ community. They are the first in the nation to launch a partnership with the New York Department of Education. They have 20,000 plus educators trained to create safe spaces in schools. They have reached over 100,000 young and young-serving adults through workshops like Ally, Care, and Lifeguard. They offer the only social media platform for LGBTQ youth, which is Trevor Space. It connects over 400,000 young people across 100 countries and 6 continents. In 2021, 201,000 contacts were served through Trevor Lifeline, Trevor Chat, and Trevor Text. Over 84% of those crisis contacts reported they were satisfied with the services they received. This is absolutely an organization that I would be interested in volunteering for. The Trevor Project is something I hold close to my heart, and their work means a lot to me. When I was just 10 years old, my uncle committed suicide. He was a gay male, not accepted for most of his life, especially growing up in the 80s. And I wonder if he had a resource like this, if things would have been different. Now, if you or anyone you know needs support, please reach out to the Trevor Project. They make it very easy. You can call, text, or chat for help. I wanted to thank you for your time. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation, and I hope it has touched your heart. Now, most of my information was gathered from the Trevor Project website, but here are some of the other resources I used as well. Thank you.